Six thinking hats is a metaphorical term for utilizing a color to represent a different way of thinking about something. And this process was developed by Edward de Bono back in the day. And it's a really good approach because it enhances empathy, team communication, collaboration, creativity, and innovation by using parallel thinking process of the six metaphorical hats, which looks at something from the six different perspectives. So what do each of the six hats mean? Let's look at them individually. Blue manages the process, the next steps, the action plan. So he or she is the action taker, and the process manager, or often a leader. The white hat tends to manage the data, the facts, the information, what do we need to know and what is needed, and what are the gaps in information and what is it that we don't know. This person is really important for managing the research process. The red hat manages the feelings, the hunches, the instincts, the intuition. So when this person is looking at something, they're looking at it from an emotional perspective. The yellow hat looks at the sunshine, the positives, the values, the benefits, the opportunities, and looks for the advantages in the advantageous perspective. You know, the glass half full person. The black hat, in contrast, is the glass half empty person. This person looks for the difficulties, the potential problems, the risks, the cautions, the reasons something may not work. You know, the person that plays devil's advocate. The green hat is the creative person, the person who looks for solutions, alternatives, new ideas, new ways of doing things, and asks, how can we? These are the different perspectives and ways of thinking utilizing the six hats. The metaphor is that each one of us can put on any of the six hats at a given time. The idea is that we only put on one hat at a time. So enhancing empathy capacity and utilizing the six hats, it's important that we understand things from lots of different perspectives. And the analogy of the six hats means that we get to understand something from six different perspectives, one from each of the different hats. So a way that you can utilize the six hats with your team is to ask each of the team members to take on a hat in discussion. You can potentially put the six colours in a hat and ask each person to draw it out. You can randomly, if you're on virtual teams or hybrid teams, you can randomly assign hats or colours to different people. If you have a team larger than six, you can potentially assign people into groups, and they can be the blue hat group, the red group, the white group, the yellow group, the black group, or the green group. And this way, whether it's as a team or a team member, they can review an issue and report it back and present their findings from the hat's perspective. And this way we can look at something from six very different perspectives. And when we're talking about enhancing empathy, the goal of that is to have each team member, for example, if we only have 6 team members, then we would, this week I might be blue hat, next week I'm going to be red hat, the following week I'm black hat, the week after that, white hat, yellow hat, green hat, and so on. And this way, over a course of a period of time, each team member will have experienced all 6 hats. And this way, everybody gets an opportunity to try on a different coloured hat. And this is another way to get ourselves out of our comfort zones and to help enhance empathy within the team. A structured way to use his 6 hats to approach a problem is, again, you can do the same task. Ensure each team member tries on a different coloured hat. So what you can do is when you're going through a problem, you can look at the current situation. So white hat can say, well, what is the information that we already have on hand that we know about the current situation? And blue can look at that information and draw conclusions or summaries about the current situation. Red can ask everybody, well, how do you feel about the current situation? How does it make you feel? Yellow can look at the current situation and go, well, what are the positives about the current situation? Black can look at the current situation and look at what are the risks and the negative aspects of the current situation. Green says, well, how can we improve the current situations? What are the things that we can do, or the alternatives to the current situation that can make it better for everybody? And again, blue would come back in and put that all together and look at what are the next action steps. So think about different ways that you can utilize the 6 hats in not only in dealing with problems, in looking at current situations, but also enhancing empathy within yourself and within the team. The purpose of using the 6 hat framework is to have each person have several experiences of being each of the different 6 hats. Never ever let one person always be the blue hat or the white hat or the green hat, etc. We will all gravitate to our own area of expertise. So the researcher in me wants to be the white hat. The idea person in me that loves to come up with new and unique ideas wants to be the green hat. The pessimist in me wants to be the black hat. The organizational person with me and the action taker wants to be the blue hat. The empathetic person who has feelings and wants to know how everyone else is feeling wants to be the red hat. So it's really important to mix up who's wearing what hat, because this is going to help the team broaden their viewpoint, understand different perspectives, and see things from another view. Because this is going to help enhance empathy across the team, and you'll also help that, as well as enhancing your empathy capabilities, it's going to enhance other capabilities across the team. Just by trying on the hat and giving something a go that we're probably going to feel a little uncomfortable about at first, but the more we try on different hats, the more we start to get comfortable with trying on different hats. I think the more that we will build up our own individual capabilities and strengths across each of the skill sets within those hats, and the more that we'll start to understand another person who has a strong sense of wearing that hat. So utilize 6 hats as a way to enhance empathy capacity across yourself and your team.